So welcome to Tactics and Touchlines. We are in a new year, and you know that if we are entering into a new year, we are coming with amazing content in 2026. So you need to be part of the show. Like, subscribe, and share so that your friends can get a chance to also watch. People on your YouTube feed can also get a chance to also watch this show. Today, we are going to have a discussion about the African Cup of Nations. We are in the round of 16. We had a discussion from the group stages. We talked about some of the teams we were tipping to lead in those groups. And now, in the round of 16, I'll ask for my pundit. Are they surprised with any of these names up here? And we'll go into the round of 16. The three, which teams are we tipping to get into the final, and which teams are we tipping to make the major trophy, especially with the African Cup of Nations? So first, let's start with the group positionings, then we'll come back to how the round of 16 games will be going. So let's look at the round of 16 games. We have Mali against Tunisia, Senegal against Sudan, Egypt, Benin, Cote d'Ivoire, Burkina Faso. On the other three, or on the other hand, we have Algeria, DR Congo, Nigeria, Mozambique. That is South Africa, Cameroon, and Morocco, Tanzania. Let me start from Prince. Looking at this AFCON, these teams getting into the round of 16, are you surprised with some of these teams, or you think the teams we selected from the group stages are all having the chance to get into this round of 16?
Yeah, thank you so much. I would want to wish our viewers a happy new year. We just pray and hope that this new year comes with its own blessings and open doors and opportunities. So going into the AFCON round of 16, honestly, when I saw the draw, I was happy for one particular team. That was Sudan. Because I clearly remember Raf and I all agreed that Sudan was going to qualify because of Kwesi Appiah, which was our former. And
we have been praying for him.
Yeah. One interesting thing is that they are playing Sudan. They are playing Senegal.
Yeah.
And they play Senegal in their World Cup qualifiers. Yeah. At a point, they were even leading Sudan about some number of points. And later, I think they drew some games and Sudan came to take over. And Sudan qualified for the World Cup. So I'm really looking at that game as kind of a bit of revenge for Sudan, because they were actually they were in a poor position to qualify for the World Cup. Or was unexpected that they had to play some draw in there, and it gives Senegal the chance to qualify. So that game, I will actually have to take time and watch that particular game, because I have my Ghanaian friend, the Ghanaian side of me, supporting Sudan with our coach in there. And also Senegal has their quality. So that game is going to be a tricky game in there. I know Senegal looks good on paper, but I would tip Sudan in that game. And all around, I think this tournament has been very beautiful. I think with what we didn't expect too much negativity, which hasn't happened. I like the fact that some of these European players like Mbappe, Kamavinga, even Zidane came to watch his son play for Morocco and all that. So Algeria. So it was just beautiful to have some of these guys who are on break in their respective clubs coming into Africa to just come into. I saw one video of Kurt Zuma was watching his former player who was playing with West Ham. He was a defender. I've forgotten his name. He plays for Morocco, and that guy. It was just a nice scene to watch all these guys coming into Africa to enjoy the African continent and the weather and all that. So I think that the AFCON is giving us a euphoria of what Africa looks like and what Morocco looks like at a large scale. One more thing we are going to expect is going into the round of 16. That's where the excitement and some of this funny videos and funny distance will pop up in there. Yes. And we are going to embrace that AFCON really, really well as we've entered the round of 16. So let the best progress to the next stage.
Okay, so Ralph, looking at the AFCON, we've seen Prince talked about, we've not had any controversial moments, but we saw one game, DR Congo was awarded, a penalty was awarded against DR Congo. The referee went check on VAR, and the VAR wasn't working. I think that has been the only moment that we've had a controversy in this tournament. But how would you view this tournament or review this tournament after the first round of games?
Oh, so far, so good. 9/10. If I'll be that 9/10. everything. But my only problem is not even about the VAR. It's a machine, you know. But one thing about these Europeans is that they are very, very proactive. They will work on the thing. So by the time the thing starts, then it's working. That is the only, as you said, the VAR monitor is not working well. Is the only. But my problem is also about the spectatorship, the number of people who go to the stadium. You know, when Morocco is not playing, you can see that the viewership on the internet is high, but the real human beings who are going to be there to support in the numbers is not there. So I was trying to draw this comparison. For example, when an European side is playing, let's say a Slovenia versus England, even though it is not a Class A match, like an England versus Spain, the stadium is still filled to capacity. And I'll be happy that CAF, Confederation of African Football, will seek some knowledge and ideas on how to fill our stadiums when we are playing our African Cup of Nations, because that is the only thing I feel very bad about. But I don't know, is it that the tickets for the games are too expensive, or spectators are not given opportunity to travel from their neighboring countries to come and then enjoy their game? I don't know, but that is one thing I'll be happy going forward. Spectatorship and viewership is high. Aside Morocco or maybe a North African country that is playing, the stadium is not filled to the brim, unlike the European game. So far, so good. Refereeing, yes. Officiating, yes. You know, they are making mistakes. They are learning. You know, even in European football, I quite remember in 2010, a referee gave one player 3 yellow cards. First one, second one should have been a red card, but he mistakenly gave the player first yellow card, second, and then the third yellow card. That should say that, yes, in football, sometimes these controversies pop up, which is also part of the beauty of the game. So far, 9 over 10 are for the African Cup of Nations.
Okay. We are looking at the AFCON giving us more exciting moment, as Spring said. A lot of memes, a lot of funny videos as we go on to the final. Let's look at the games happening. Let's start with, that is Mali against Tunisia. So, Prince, let's start with that game. Looking at this game, Mali were finding it very difficult, especially in their group, but they were able to battle with the likes of Senegal to show that, yes, they are also there when it comes to the African game. We are looking at Tunisia, also one team in the African continent who dominated some time ago, but now they are coming into this tournament as one of the favorites, especially scoring goals for fun. It's only against Nigeria they had that defeat, and we saw what they did in the last 15 to 20 minutes of the game. Looking at this fixture, Mali against Tunisia, who do you think would qualify to the next round of the competition?
This will be a tricky game because, you know, there is this, I wouldn't want to say rift between usually the North African countries and the West African countries. Wherever we are playing, there's that kind of battle for supremacy, because there's this notion we have here in West Africa that the North African countries are improving their football, and usually before football was mainly dominated by the West African countries. So now we feel like there's that kind of competition whenever we meet. So this game is going to be tough. I see Tunisia qualifying ahead of Mali in that game.
Okay. Ralph, let's look at Senegal against Sudan. We talked about Sudan, Kwesi Appiah leading this team. Even though they qualified as one of the third best teams, Senegal, as the other time, you named them as the African Brazilians. They have a lot of stars in their team. Yeah. Do you think this Sudanese national team will be able to give Senegal a run for their money in this game?
The firepower that the Senegalese national team has now is massive. I mean, you can tell from how they are playing. The quality is there. And Nicolas Jackson playing for Bayern Munich, Sadio Mane, you know what he has done before. Limani Ndiaye. I mean, top players. And I can tell you that for the 90 minutes in that game, Sudan will be under intense pressure. Sudan is going to be under an intense. I watched their game against the Equatorial Guinea, and you could see that Equatorial Guinea were dominating the game. They had a chance, they had a set piece, and then, but it will be difficult. But in football, everything is possible. I'm just hoping. Now, when Senegal is knocked out of the tournament, it will. I don't know if I'm being biased for Senegal, but the excitement will drop a little bit because the star boys are going home. Sadio Mane, you know. If I was in Morocco, whenever Senegal is playing, I would love to be at the field, the stadium, because of the key players. I want to see them play. All right. With all respect to Sudan, Sudan has a good team, but they don't have the big stars in there. So on paper, clearly it states that Senegal, 9 out of 10 are going to beat Sudan, but it is football. Everything is possible. What Akwesi Appiah has done for Sudan, one Sudanese journalist said, apart from God, another person who has done something good for Sudan is Akwesi Appiah. The last time they qualified from a group stage was, I think, 1960 something, if my memory serves me right. And this time also, they have made it from, the target for Sudan has been achieved by Akwesi Appiah. Any other thing is a bonus for them. Any other thing is a bonus for them. They'll go back, re-strategize, and come back. Sudan has done very well, but they should go in and fight. But I feel Senegal will beat them at the end of the day. Yeah.
Okay, Prince, let's look at the next game. That is Ivory Coast against Burkina Faso. We know this is like a type of region rivalry. The Ivorians, the Burkina Faso, these are some fixture that would bring a lot of heated moments in this game. We know the last time they had a competition to play like this in the AFCON, Ivory Coast eliminated Burkina sadly from the tournament. So the Burkina Faso are coming into this game trying to fight all out. Looking at this fixture, from the Ivorians last game, they were 2-1 down, came in and fight and got that 3-2. Do you think they have one of the best squad in the competition? And in this game, can they get the best out of their team and beat this Burkina Faso team?
I think the Ivorian team are doing well. This game, I think, goes beyond the football. This is there's even politics involved in this game because these are two countries that are francophone countries. It's just like the US playing Iran. You know, it's not just football. It has to do with political powers clashing. So this game, Ivory Coast has the men because when we look at Ahmad, I don't know if Ahmad, right?
Yeah. Ahmad Diallo.
Yeah, Ahmad Diallo. Guy is so good. I think if I'm going to tip one of the players who's possibly going to win the best player in this tournament, I think Ahmad Diallo and probably Ademola Lookman from Nigeria. These two guys are so good. And honestly, I'll give it to Ivory Coast because of the squad that they have and what the Ahmad Diallo guy can do. I've watched 2 of their games from the group stage, and I think he has 2 goals already in a group stage. And the way he scores his goals, before you could see him, the ball is already in the net. He's very fast. He's pacey. He's direct, and it's helping the team because the Ivorian team likes to play on the flanks. They like to attack you through the flanks, and that guy is helping them so well. So I think Ivory Coast stand a chance ahead of Burkina in this game.
Okay. Ralph, let's look at the next game. That is Egypt against Benin. Benin also qualified as one of the best teams. The Egyptian national team with Mohamed Salah, a player from your club. Looking at him in this tournament, are you convinced that Salah is still at the top level? Or you feel like in the Egyptian national team, he's getting enough space, enough opportunity to play to his liking? And in this fixture, can Benin stop the best team in Africa when it comes to trophy cabinet?
If the Egyptians know how important Mo Salah is in world football, like I said the last time, praise Allah. Then, if these Egyptians know how important Mo Salah is, because from where I'm sitting, if you remove Ronaldo and Messi, it is Sadio Mane. Sorry. Hey, Mankani Yukra. Mankani Yukra. If you move, it's Mo Salah. So they should do everything possible. Right now, this is the thing. How do you call it? The money stage. The money making stage is now.
Yeah.
This is the stage where, until look, they have compared Mo Salah to Abu Trika. And if Mo Salah is even able to win one AFCON, he's the greatest Egyptian player ever. In their last game, they rested all their key players, including Omar Mahmoud, Mo Salah, Ahmed Hegazi, even their goalkeeper, El Sharawi. They rested every player. They started everybody who started that game against their last group stage game was virtually a French player or players who don't get enough game time. Now against Benin, I don't see Benin standing a chance. Egypt has not convinced me so much, but they are finding a way to win. Against South Africa, they were not too convincing. They had a penalty which they were able to convert. Defensively, they're very, very solid. Even with one man down, with about 30 minutes to go, they were able to defend very solid and then kept the South Africans from not scoring. But maybe another team who have that numerical advantage will beat you, but I also respect how they were able to defend well. So against Benin, yes, Benin will come do everything they can, but with the quality they have in attack in the Mamamouche, that guy is so far. Prince was talking about Amad Diallo being voted as the best player of the tournament. I'm also looking at, even though Diallo has scored one of the spectacular goals in the tournament, I'm also looking at Mamamouche and the influence he's having in the Egyptian team. Mo Salah is growing. He's not able to weave in, dribble like. But Mamamouche is the one who is dictating the attack for the Egyptians. So I see Egypt beating Benin on that day.
Okay. You said you see Egypt beating Benin. Prince, let's look at from the other side, that is Algeria against DR Congo. And I think this will be one of the biggest fixtures of the AFCON round of 16. DR Congo are one of the most developing teams in the AFCON now. They have quality players in their team. Algeria, on the other hand, are having more of experience with Mahrez and also some of the key players in their setup. With this fixture, who do you think will qualify for the next round?
I think a few days ago, I was having a conversation with one friend of mine. I was telling him about the DR Congo team. I actually didn't know that they were that good, because I've been watching them and I knew these guys were good, but I didn't know they were that good, because there are some games they approach, and their coach too is very good. You can see he's learned. He has an approach for every team they meet. And honestly, Algeria are doing so well. They have the players. They have the quality in there. Actually, these DR Congo guys are just one thing I just admire about them is they're workaholic. They just don't get tired. There's this guy Sadiki. I keep mentioning that guy's name. He plays for Sunderland.
From Sunderland.
That guy is just good. I just like the guy. I don't know why. One thing I was so I love about the guy is that he's just 21 or 22 years. I was surprised when I saw his age. I was like, wow, this guy is young. They have Masuaku, who has been in the EPL for a while. They have Wan-Bissaka. They have all these guys in there who are working so hard for their country. And honestly, I see DR Congo beating Algeria in this round of 16.
Okay. Ralph, let's look at the Nigeria against Mozambique. I think Nigerians are happy getting this team, especially Mozambique, qualifying as the third best team. Their performance was very poor in their group, and they were looking at least getting a second chance. And with their second chance, they are meeting a Super Eagles in Nigeria, who won 3 games in the group stage. Do you think Nigeria can dismantle this Mozambique team? And there are some Nigerians stepping that the form they are in, they are on the run of winning the AFCON. Do you think that will be possible for this Nigerian national team?
Yes, Ben, on the last comment you made that they're on the verge of winning or they are on the run of winning the AFCON. One of their journalists, the old players, Sunday Olise, he said, one of the things that Nigerian players currently can do to make the Nigerian fans happy is when they are able to win the AFCON. They are still hurt by not qualifying for the World Cup. Seeing Ghana going to the World Cup, qualifying, and then they being trolled and here and there. Charlie, they are feeling it to the extent that they have this one content creator who is always bashing Ghana for not playing in the AFCON. So yes, Nigerians are lucky. They have hit a very lucky road. They are playing against Mozambique, and of course, Mozambique have some players. I think the only top player they have is Ronaldo, former Sunderland. Yes, and current player for Sunderland, a very good left back and also centre back. But he alone cannot make that difference. I mean, the quality Nigeria possesses, the quality they possess in their team is very high. Osimhen, you know them. I see Nigeria beating them and qualifying and making it to the next round of the competition.
I think another big fixture would be Cameroon against South Africa. And friends, I want us to chat on it. Looking at the South African national team, the performance against the Egyptian national team, Egypt getting a red card in the first half, but South Africa couldn't get at least a goal against them. Do you think South Africa against Cameroon with Brian Mbeumo, some quality in the Cameroonian national team, who are you tipping to win this game and qualify for the next round?
I think I watched South Africa's last game when they won 3-2. Was it 3-1 or 3-2? Yeah, they had to win through a penalty in a few minutes of the game. Latter minutes of the game. And honestly, I was not impressed with the way they were playing. I was so surprised to see South Africa, who topped their group, their World Cup qualifiers group, play like this. It was so bad. Because I think in their previous game before the last game, they drew or something. So I was thinking they will come all out and play so well. Even though they got a win in their last game, I was so not impressed with how they played. So I see Cameroon going ahead of South Africa in there. I just hope Cameroon will come into this game motivated and have the zeal to want to win this game. I don't think South Africa can be a competition for Cameroon if Cameroon wants to play well.
Okay, Ralph, with the last game, Morocco against Tanzania. Tanzania hasn't been that good. We all know that they came into this tournament not even expecting to qualify. But now they are here and against one of the most dangerous teams in the tournament, Morocco, a home nation who would have the home fans behind them. Can Tanzania pull a surprise in this game?
Oh, Ben, even if Tanzania eats Gary one sack, they can't. Hey, Morocco is fired up. Hakim.
And they've not even unleashed Hakim.
Yes, yeah. And even Hakimi is there, and then they have the Hakimi, the right back, PSG. He is not fully fit. Yes. So Morocco, hands down, home support, quality players, hands down victory for Morocco.
So this is the round of 16.
There's this Moroccan player that I want to praise. He likes to score a bicycle kick. I don't know his name.
Yes. I think he's 36 years or 35.
That guy,
I think the other time there were conversations like he likes to score spectacular goals like that.
Yeah. I watched a compilation of his goals, and most of the goals were bicycle kicks, overhead kicks. I'm like, how is he able to do it? And he does it so well, accurate. The precision, he just hits it, and I'm like, wow, the guy is good. I think we need to.
That guy some years back, I think 2-3 years ago, he was in the lower divisions. He has been able to rise up through the ranks, and you look at him now. So he has a very inspiring story.
Yeah, I think
that is what the AFCON brings. Remember,
yes,
Ibi, who was a fullback at his club, coming to Equatorial Guinea, leading the
center forward,
scoring goals like something, and I think that's what the AFCON brings for us to.
They need to profile him. He's that good.
Okay. So thank you for joining us on the round of 16 discussion. We'll come back when the games are set for the quarterfinals, and we'll look at which teams are getting near to the African Cup of Nations. Let us know in the comment section who you think would win the ultimate trophy. And if your prediction comes to pass, you have a reward for you. So thank you all for joining. Don't forget to subscribe and also like and leave your comments under this video. Thank you, Raf. Thank you, Prince.